hip hop.
All right, let's start with Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Is that still his name? I'm pretty sure. MJF. Let's start with him. So, MJF. He opened up Dynamite because he returned from his hiatus. He's been out for a minute. Came out there, no suit, no scarf. We got a different look from MJF these days. Came out with that leather jacket. Nice jacket. Not complaining about it. Looks good. Came out there to cut his vintage MJF promo. He started talking about his merch. Started talking a little bit about Forbidden Door and kind of like being the front man for the company a little bit. We're getting more of a company man MJF these days. I'm not complaining. Do what you gotta do, make your money. Him and Tony Khan are on good standing. I respect that. But he opens up the promo talking about how he's putting everybody on notice, putting the whole locker room on notice. That's what everybody says when they come back from whatever they come back from. I'm putting the locker room on notice. Talks about Okada. Basically says that he's not going to the gym. So basically critiquing his physique. He says that he has all that money, but he can't afford a gym pass. Is basically what he said. Then he moved on to Swerve Strickland. Basically talked about his mic skills. Said he can't cut a promo. Well, he didn't say that. But basically what he insinuated. So we started off with talking about Okada's weight. Talked about Swerve's mic skills. Then he moved on to Will Ospreay. He's testing the waters to see what he can say about certain talent and how the crowd is going to react. So he starts talking about Will Ospreay, and the crowd very much loves Will Ospreay. He's very much over in AEW. He is the ace right now, probably the top babyface. He dived into the Will Ospreay conversation, see how far he could take it, talked about his ugly British teeth. But what's interesting about MJF right now, in that promo, is how he listed the names. He started with Okada, moved on to Swerve, and then he went to Will Ospreay. Now, typically in life, in conversation, whether it be a TV show or fiction or even your own dialogue, when you are describing something of importance, you leave the last one that's the most important. That's what you always do. For example, let's say I am returning home and I say, hey, babe, guess what happened today? I found a $20 bill. I met my old friend I haven't seen in years. Oh, and then aliens came down from the sky and attacked us, right? You lead with the weakest thing and you end with the biggest news or the biggest person, right? That's how it typically works in fiction and in real life, right? So MJF, being the smart man that he is, right? He told us how he saw these men, or at least how he sees them in terms of the booking. Okada, Swerve, and the biggest head honcho, the biggest tuna, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is the biggest guy in the company right now. He's the ace. He's the biggest babyface, gets the biggest reactions. And MJF knows that, which is why he structured his damn promo that way. What does that mean for Swerve, the champion? Because not only is MJF picked up on it, but the fans have picked up on it. Everybody knows right now, the top guy is Ospreay and not Swerve. But Swerve is also a babyface, and Ospreay is a babyface. And if we're being completely honest, MJF was kind of sounded like a tweener. A tweener is a babyface. Let's be honest with it. When it comes to crowd reaction, you're typically a babyface, very much a babyface promo. So you have Ospreay at the top of the babyface ranking. MJF really, even though he's kind of a tweener, he's a babyface. And then Swerve, the champion, is third in terms of the crowd reaction and the crowd buzz and Tony Khan's booking. Freaking MJF opened up the show. So, what does that mean for Swerve? If I'm Swerve, I am turning heel immediately. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not at Forbidden Door. I'm turning heel right now. He has to do something and something fast, okay? The crowd is not going to be with him. They're going to be with Ospreay. MJF is getting a louder reaction than him. He's the third down the pecking order for the babyfaces. If he's smart, he would see that coming. He was a heel before, and he was a good heel that people liked, enjoyed, which is why he became a babyface. But I think he needs to get ahead of it. This Will Ospreay feud is going to be very telling with the crowd. I believe the crowd will be with Will Ospreay. He needs to turn heel immediately. Not only because of Tony Khan's booking and how he's being treated like a second fiddle to Will Ospreay and others, but because of the dynamic of the roster with MJF coming back, with Ospreay being as hot as he is, it's probably smarter for him to turn heel. Richard, you see Swerve losing to Ospreay at Forbidden Door now. I think he's going to win. At first, I thought, oh boy, better be concerned because I think they might pull the trigger for Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door. But now that I think about it, I think Swerve will win. They'll protect Will Ospreay with the whole Tiger Driver storyline. How he doesn't want to use the Tiger Driver. In order to beat Swerve, he has to use the Tiger Driver, but he won't do it. Therefore, he loses. I think he beats Ospreay, and then Ospreay beats him at All In. My issue with Swerve, though, I don't like his prospects as a babyface going into that match. Pun intended, he should swerve and go the route of the heel now. That way it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm turning heel because the crowd turned on me. Get ahead of it. So it looks like the part of the story, it looks like it's part of your own thinking, your own storytelling. Get ahead of it. That way it doesn't look like you're reacting. You're being proactive, not reactive. Pro, not re. That's the goal in life, to be proactive. So you get ahead of it now, turn heel, and then it'll look like you were on the ball and it was a part of the plan the entire time. Don't let the crowd side with Will Ospreay ahead of time. Now, that might not be the route they want to go because Swerve is over. He is popular. But I think at this rate, Will Ospreay is so popular. He's the ace. Let's not even mess with that. We know where this is going. Will Ospreay will beat Swerve. Who are we kidding, right? So we know what's coming. Let's get ahead of it and have Swerve turn heel. That's what I would do. Because this Forbidden Door match, the pop is going to be with Will Ospreay. I could be wrong. But if MJF is listing Will Ospreay last in his promos, highlighting the significance of Will right now, he is the big guy. He's the ace. Tony Khan's booking is placing Will Ospreay as the ace. Swerve, he's trying his best here. But I think with this booking of him against Ospreay, he needs to just go heel, be the bad guy, and embrace it before the crowd turns and it looks like he's being reactionary. That would be my advice. He can do what he wants to do, okay? He wants to be a babyface, that's fine. I think MJF and Ospreay will be placed ahead of him. So right now, I would go heel, be the top guy heel champion. But that's just me. I wish Swerve all the luck. I think it's going to be a rough couple months for Swerve with this booking with Will Ospreay. That's just me. Ultimately, the MJF promo was not the best. It was kind of low-hanging fruit. Talked about the man's weight. Talked about Swerve's mic skills, which is not... I think Swerve's mic skills are fine. I don't know where he's going with that one. Then he brings up Will Ospreay's teeth. It is what it is. It was fine. The promo was fine. Not very compelling from MJF. I've seen better. Hopefully, they'll be better going forward. It is what it is with MJF at this point. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Swerve after he loses the title. Now, if he gets ahead of it, like I was talking about before, and he's a heel, then you can do some stuff with the heel Swerve. I don't like the prospects of babyface Swerve losing and then continue to be babyface. I think he should turn heel. But yeah, if he's a babyface, it'll be interesting. Because I think Tony Khan has his new toys. He has Ospreay, and he has returning MJF, which leaves Swerve at number 3. You don't want to be number 3. We want to be 1 or 2. No, Swerve is not a heel. No, the crowd doing all this. No, he's a very much a babyface. He's a babyface. That needs to change, in my opinion.
Kip up!